Sikandar, thank you first of all for joining us. It's nice to see you. I thought I'll see you next year, but it's good to see you sooner. How are you doing?
No, no, good. Thank you. And Salman bhai gave me a message, and Samin bhai you also kind of gave me a heads up as well that Hijab will be getting in touch. So I was like, okay, you know what, we'll do this podcast. I try and stay away from interviews, podcasts as much as I can, but I thought this time I'll do it.
I wonder why you stay away from them. Is there a specific reason that you want to share?
So one, first of all, we're playing a Zimbabwe series. So all I want is just all my attention and all my time towards the tri series that we are. And also, when you're away, it's nice. You're not in media attention. You give yourself time. There's not many messages coming through, and it's nice to be unknown for a little while, if that makes sense. I quite enjoy
Yeah.
my quiet and privacy and things like that.
No, of course, but that's why we would love to thank you first of all for being here, for taking the time out first of all, and then to be willing to share that that bubble that you've made and just let us enter into that for a little while. But we were missing you a lot. I think it's the aftermath of a very exciting tournament that we've had just almost a month ago, and we just wanted to rehash that with you a little bit. Just walk us through that big final, that performance on the 25th of May. And it was nothing short of electric. आपने एक extraordinary journey की to make that final and to be able to perform the way you did. Just walk us through that day. जब आप सुबह उठे and how everything worked out. Just like we'd love to know and we'd love to see that day from your eyes.
So I think we were two down against England on that day, and we were batting second innings. So of course the idea was कि Sean Williams abhi hai, so hopefully he'll get 100. I know Craig was the last guy who got out. Then I was next in. So in my head I was preparing कि मैंने कैसे 100 score करना है, or how am I gonna score big runs. I was constantly watching cricket के ball move हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा, turn हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा. So I was trying to get all the information before I go out to bat. And then when I went out to bat, Alhamdulillah, we had a half decent partnership. Then I had another partnership, but unfortunately, I was running out of partners. And then I said, okay, it's time to go. I managed to get 60, but in my head, I had planned that 100, that this is how I'm going to get there. So unfortunately, it didn't happen. And then we lost the test match. We had a lap of thank you for the fans because Nottingham was packed with Zimbabweans. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we were more in numbers there than the local supporters, and kudos to them as well. I mean, the atmosphere that Zimbabweans created in Nottingham was unbelievable. I mean, everybody was happy. It was colorful. It was vibe. It was dances. So we went around the field to say thank you very much to everybody, and then we had a few kids that signed autographs. And when I go back, my phone will be ringing phone for a little while. Let me enjoy this while I'm still here.
Yeah.
Let me thank them. We don't know when we're gonna play England next time. Let me enjoy your company, Sean Williams' company, because us three have come a long way in international cricket together. So I said I'm gonna chill with you guys. Let me just keep my phone away from me for a little while. So this whole thing took me an hour or so, and I came to the changing room and I'm packing my kit bag and soaking it all in. And then Sean Williams said, come outside. We're going to take a picture, me, you, and Craig, just for memorabilia. Because, again, us three, we do not know if we're going to be here together again next year or whenever, in England especially.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? It's a good idea. So, again, I did not touch my phone. And I came back in, had a breather, and I'm going through the test match emotions that we are blessed to be here in a way. Then we have put up decent performances. Most importantly, we have earned a lot of respect. I know we lost the test match, but the
Mhm.
way we played,
Yeah.
it felt like we have earned respect. And now everybody's on their phones, and I'm just not touching my phone. And Craig was sitting right next to me. He's on the phone. He's on my left. I said, Craig, I'm about to touch my phone. What do you think? He said, your phone is ringing. I said, okay, let's see. As I turned the phone, four missed calls from Samin Bhai, two from Shaheen Afridi. And as I'm about to open the phone, Samin Bhai call came again.
Oh God.
So that was that. So Samin Bhai, जी किधर हो? मैंने कहा समीर भाई टेस्ट मैच खत्म हुआ नॉटिंघम में. All right, what's your plan? I said I'm just here. You tell me. He said, okay, your flight's booked. We are doing logistics. Dubai is booked, but we're trying to find the next dot. Get onto the plane. I said, Samin bhai, I'm in Nottingham. There's no airport. Oh, there is one in London. I said, Samin bhai, it's a 3-hour drive. London is not going to happen. Okay, which is the closest? I said Birmingham. Okay, we'll look for something in Birmingham. But
Okay.
in the meantime, Samin Bhai said, in the meantime, pack your bag, get yourself to the hotel and get ready. That's all.
Okay. So he got you on that plane in Birmingham. He got you to Dubai, and then eventually we got you to Lahore.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole journey, was there at some point you were thinking, what if I'm not able to make it in time? What if
Um,
I'm not able to play?
um, no, none of this thought. Before I actually get there, I'll tell you
Hmm.
another story. While I'm running, Shaheen called. I was like,
Okay.
huh? He was like, I don't know what Samin Bhai said to you. Your flight is booked. Get
Hmm.
to Dubai. We'll deal with the rest. Where are
Okay.
you? I said, I'm actually in a text. I'm actually with our liaison officer going to the hotel. He said, okay, good. And now,
Okay.
in the meantime, I rang my friend. I said, listen, the journey's an hour and a half. I'm giving you 50 minutes from Stoke-on-Trent.
Hmm.
You be outside my hotel in 50 minutes max.
Yeah.
So I got to the hotel, um, quickly showered in 10 minutes, and then I'm throwing my stuff in my bag. I do
Yeah.
not know where is what is what. I left a lot of my stuff in the room. I left a lot of stuff with my friend. I said, you
Okay.
keep it. Inshallah, if I find myself in England, I'll pick it up again. But right now, this is yours. He said,
Cool.
no problem. So he came. We drove for an hour and a half to Birmingham. Now we got to the airport, and
Hmm.
I said, I'm giving my bags away for. And then Shaheen called. He said, Sikandar bhai. I said, what now? Have you checked in? I said, literally, my bag is going in front of me. What's up? He's like, no, 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 stop that bag. I said, why? He said, stop it. So I stopped the bag. And he was like, at least get your spikes out in case we are fielding first. Your bags are going to come late. What are you going to wear? I said, yeah, I didn't think of that. Now I'm
Good
emptying
point.
my hand luggage. Yeah, I'm emptying my hand luggage, putting the hand luggage stuff into my kit bag. And
Yeah.
all I have in my hand luggage now is just spikes.
Oh God.
And
So
now,
in your mind, you were prepared to just simply go directly from the point that you land directly onto the pitch. That was the
yeah,
plan.
because
Yeah.
because Samin Bhai told me that 6:50 is your arrival,
Hmm.
and 7 o'clock is a toss, and 7:30 is a start. So we were very
Okay.
clear that what is going to happen to me, or what do I have to do. So I was very clear.
Yeah.
So that was never a problem. We were clear on those.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you did everything that you could. And then I think it was just kind of meant to be, or I don't know if you call it fate or destiny, because everything did kind of work out and you did get yourself into the ground on time before the toss and everything. And you received a standing ovation as you were. I was right there, and you were receiving a standing ovation from all of your teammates and from Samin Bhai and Atif Bhai, and they were just welcoming you like a hero even before the final was played. By the way, they were all just welcoming you.
I
So
think
we didn't know
one
what
thing
the
I can
result would be.
guarantee you. No, but one thing I can guarantee you. God forbid had we lost the final.
Yeah.
I know for a fact Samin Bhai, Atif Bhai, Shaheen, Fakhr Bhai, Haris, as a matter of fact, Asif, Abdullah, all of my teammates, we would have no regret that Sikandar Bhai came. Not one of us would have said, you know what, we should have gone with the other squad. Why did we force
Hmm.
Sikandar Bhai to come and then make him play? There would be zero regret.
Yeah.
Because before I was getting onto the plane, Samin Bhai said exactly the same thing. He said, I'd rather have you and lose the final than be in a position that I could have you and win it without you.
Yeah. But Sagana, that's a
So
lot of pressure
that's what
for
Samin Bhai
somebody as
said.
well. Like that's a lot of pressure for you as well when you were coming here and you knew you have to play the final and there was a lot riding on you as well. Of course, the final and everything. And you know you've been an integral part of Lahore Qalandars for a while now, right? So I want to talk specifically about that innings that you played. I mean, it could have been a hit, could have been a mess, but it was a hit. You were there at the point where you guys lifted the trophy. You were there to end the game and everything. Was it instinct? Was it planning? Or was it like a bit of both?
No, there was no planning. There was
Okay.
absolutely no planning. We didn't plan for that. There was no planning at all. It was the moment, it was the occasion, and it was the fact that I was backed by everyone. If you look at the win predictor, I think if you look at the win predictor, it's like 92% chance for Quetta to win and 8% chance for Lahore to win, especially when we need 57 of 20 balls. So everything is happening in front of you. So I said, all right. Luckily, I was playing Test cricket and I faced a lot of balls. So when the first ball came to me, I could see it, and that was
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Literally, that
I
was
mean,
that.
Yeah, I mean that does sound like a lot like instinct rather than planning because, like you said, the odds were not in your favor at the time, and you guys just had to do what you had to do. It was nearly impossible to achieve what you did, but you did, and that
100%.
was such a great moment. Being in the ground at that time and everything, and like you said, Sikandar, you've been called the X Factor, by the way, by a lot of your fans, not just Lahore Qalandar fans, but by the PSL fans and Pakistan fans and everybody who's following. They were like, Sikandar had that X factor, he could do it. If anybody could do it, he could do it. What is this adoration and the love that you get from everybody around you means to
Once you receive that love and respect, as you have mentioned, then that's a real win for me. That is a real success for me. That is what success to me. Company people are rooting for you. So once I have the respect and the love from the fans, then I am eternally grateful for them. There is no amount of money can top that. You can run out of money, but if you have respect and the love from people, you can never run out of that.
Absolutely, absolutely true. And like in the packed stadium, the atmosphere that you guys were playing in and everything. I'm sure you've had great moments in your career, but where does this win rank? That that celebration of yours, I can still see it because I've seen it so many times now. You celebrating after that last shot you played. Where does this title rank basically in your career best moments?
I actually said that. I'm not sure if I said it to Erling or Zainab. I'm not sure, but I said it to somebody that I know Lahore won a final 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But for me, and that game was given, if I'm not mistaken, by cricket for the game of the decade, if I'm not mistaken. That game, the
Hmm.
one that we won by 1 run. For
Yeah.
me, this is the game of the century. 200 runs, never been chased ever in T20 history in the final.
Hmm.
And 57 runs, 20 balls, back against the walls, everything going against, and you win it from there with a ball to spare. So, I mean, for me, this is the best final I've been part of. Fakhar said the same. I mean, there were so many emotions. We could all tell this is, for me, if that game was the game of the decade by Cricket for, then I wouldn't be surprised if this game wins an award for the game of the century.
Yeah, but you're biased a little bit because you guys won. That's why you're calling it the game of
Um,
the century.
because we broke records. Hijab 200 has never been chased in a final.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was crazy to think about. Even if you think about the halfway point of that game, you could have bet against Lahore very easily. You could have said, this kind of total doesn't get chased in the final. So I don't think these guys stand a chance. And one of these guys have just arrived here on a plane right before the game. Is he even? And he just played a test match a day before. It was probably not even 24 hours before. So there were so many external factors that could have gone wrong, but it all went your way. आई थिंक उसमें बहुत बहुत बड़ा रोल शायद आपके फैंस की दुआओं का भी है because I have seen Lahore fans, Sikandar, they're crazy about their team, they're crazy about the bonding you guys have, they're crazy about you as well because you've brought that energy back into the team, I feel like. But from your perspective, like you said, there was another game as well that you played previously. From your perspective, Sikandar, you've played so many leagues as well in the recent years. What makes HBL PSL unique for you?
So I think here I'm gonna be biased because I grew up in Pakistan. Um, my early education was in Pakistan. A lot of my early friends are in Pakistan. My grandmother and my relatives are in Pakistan. So I was born there. Most importantly, so there is that bond with that place itself. Anyway, so coming back to PSL and coming to Lahore Qalandar was never a question for me. Will I register? Will I not register? This and that. Will I come? Will I not come? That was never a question for me. I was always going to come. But one thing I will say, I know we won 2 years ago. Even the celebrations for this year win and the atmosphere at the grounds. By the way, the new stadium looks fantastic. I mean,
Yeah, it
it gives.
does.
I think it gives a better viewing to the fans as well. And I'm not being biased. I mean it with. I mean it that it's a good look for players as well. It looks like everybody's very close to you now.
Yeah.
And in the end, Hijab, the fireworks. I know
I
we didn't see.
know.
I know we didn't see much of it, but every time I looked up,
Yeah.
the half of the lights were switched off. It was a bit of dark. It was a bit of light, and the fireworks. I mean, everything was just close to perfect. I know us winning. everything that happened that night. I
It
mean,
just makes it sweeter. Yes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
tell you what, a lot. So a lot of the people, I'll tell you a story now. So yes, I know Farooq Bhai and Falak, who's my liaison officer. Farooq Bhai is a manager for Lahore Qalandars. He was there to receive me at the airport. So
Yeah.
Farooq Bhai just made a small video to send it to Samin Bhai that Sikandar is here. I honestly wished if he had not switched off the camera, because
Oh,
what followed after would have been a proper documentary. Because while I'm running with a backpack and hand luggage, so I gave my passport to that individual, but I'm running. Falak is ahead of me. He got hold of my hand luggage, and I've got a backpack on, or it was on the trolley. But we are running now,
yeah.
and we were the first one to get out of the plane, and we are going through immigration. And somebody said to me, just you don't have to do immigration. Just leave your passport and ID card with this gentleman, sir,
Yeah.
as well, who organized the protocol for us as well. So
Yeah.
because of Mohsin sir, there was somebody at the airport as well, and they are shouting, "No, no, no, let him go!" But immigration is saying, "No, no, no, do your immigration." So it's chaotic, but we are running. Then
Yeah.
somebody wants to check my passport, but I don't have my
Yeah.
passport. The passport is behind me with a protocol officer. So he's
Yeah.
saying, "No, no, no, you stay here." But somebody's saying from the back, "No, no, no, let him go." Now I'm running again. And somebody said, "Sir, we need to check your bags." So stop, stop, stop. We need to check your bags, the hand luggage. And somebody said from the back, "No, no, no, let him go." Now we are running again. And hijab, as soon as at the airport when the door opens, there's just a lot of people waiting to receive.
Yes.
And you see two guys just running, me and Falak. We are
Hmm.
sprinting.
Yeah.
And there was this moment of silence के एयरपोर्ट के अंदर से लोग भाग के क्यों आ रहे हैं? What is going
Huh?
on?
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, and I could see the car, but uh, these days you cannot park close. You have to get out the airport, then a road,
Yeah.
then a footpath, then another road where the parking is or the car was parked.
Yeah.
As I got through the people, somebody said I could hear him clearly. He said, "Oye, ye to Sikandar Raza hai." And then they are running behind me, and I'm running ahead. The car door open. We are in. Falak is in. The the police. There was a police motorbike ahead of us. Sirens are on, and we are off.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I got asked this question, by the way, by a lot of people. How on earth did you guys manage to get him from the airport when he landed to the ground in 15 minutes? That's not humanly possible. Considering,
so
the steps that you just told us that you had to go through.
yeah.
And they're like, we have no idea. Like, how is this even possible?
So 6:50 I landed. I remember 6:53 I was out. I was actually out
Yeah.
of the plane.
Yeah.
By the time I got out the airport, it was 7:01 because because I was looking at the time constantly. But Farooq Bhai
Yeah.
had already told me, "Yes, Sameen Bhai knows that you are here, so we're gonna give the team sheet with your name on it." So that's
Yeah.
7:01 now. Now we're going. So we got to Liberty Choke quite quickly.
Yeah. And
But
then it was
now
after that. Yes.
no, but there's 20,000 people outside.
I
And the
know.
gate we're entering from, there's about 6 to 7,000 people. No, I kid you
Yeah.
not. I think we went one way onto the footpath. Lines are clear through the people, back onto the footpath. Police were told that Sikandar is in the car, so now police is clearing the people.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we got to the first security, then smoothly inside. And I still remember clearly when I first walked into the changing room, it was 7:18.
Yeah.
7:19, I picked up my clothes because I said, Farooq bhai, I need new kit. My bags are gonna come late. I don't know where all I have is spikes. I
Just
had
spikes.
already
Yeah.
told Abdullah Shafiq, okay, Abdullah, bring my cricket socks. You have a pair of cricket socks? He said, yes. I said, bring them. I said, no problem. So I have shoes in the hand luggage, my skins in the hand carry. Abdullah is bringing the socks. I picked up everything into the shower, quickly changed out at 7:24, down at
Yeah.
7:25, and national anthem at 7:26.
Yeah. Absolutely. It does sound like a crazy action movie sequence, doesn't it?
It does.
What you went through that day.
No, it does. It is, but it doesn't sound like it. I lived it, so I could just see
Yeah.
what is happening. It
Yeah.
was hijab. It was chaotic, but in a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. No,
yeah,
I bet it was chaotic. It had to be. We had
yeah.
everything had to go right to get you to that game, to get you there in time.
100%.
Yeah, and we were just all like, we were looking at our watches and we were just like, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? This was right before the toss, by the way, because we were waiting for the sheets and we were waiting to announce the team, the playing 11. We're just waiting, is Sikandar gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? And as soon as you land and we hear about it, we're saying, woo, we're good to go. Okay, so now the next task is to get him to the ground in time, which alhamdulillah
Yeah.
we were able to do. But this has to be one of a kind story, I believe. I don't know if this happens to somebody else in the future, but I don't believe it has happened to anybody else until till now.
Um, you know what? To make this story special,
Yeah.
we have never told the other side of the story. There was another story in this PSL. But I spoke to Samin Bhai. I said, Samin Bhai, you know what? Can we share this? And Samin Bhai said, yeah, I think to PSL podcast we actually can share this. So I said, all right, we'll share this.
Okay.
So I came early for the camp.
Hmm.
I wanted to be with PSL, as in with Lahore Qalandars camp. We were doing the camp at Gunny Glass. So after the Eid, second day of Eid, I came to Lahore and joined the camp. So I had a little niggle. I don't know what happened in my lower back. Apparently, there was some spasms. So anyway, we were treating those spasms. So I didn't train
Okay.
at Gunny Glass day one. I did not train at Gunny Glass day two. So now we are saying, okay, you know what, Sikandar, I think you're better. I'm feeling better.
Okay.
And today we're going to train it. And this is on a treatment table. I said, yeah, I think I'm going to train today. There was a little incident where my lung got punctured. My right lung got punctured. So without going too much in details and think, let's just say that I was on a physio table and my right lung got punctured while I
I
was
have
getting
so
treatment
many
for the.
follow-up questions.
No, no, we'll leave
But
the
no,
follow
no,
up
no,
questions.
go ahead. Yeah, yeah, go
We'll
ahead.
leave the follow up questions. And I knew something was wrong, but I said, it must be the knot, it must be the that got loose. Anyways, so we did the treatment. I went, and 30 minutes later, I came back to the doctor. I said, I don't feel well. Something's not right. And he said, okay, but we're leaving for training at 4 o'clock. I said, yeah, let's go to the training first. In the bus, I am struggling. I know I'm struggling. So I'm just sitting. I just kept looking at him and saying, listen, I'm not well. But we're not telling this to anybody. No problem. It's between me and the physio.
Yeah.
We get to the ground. I said to him, I am not well. Something is not right. So he said, okay, let's go to the doctor. Okay. We're going to the doctor, but we're not telling Samin Bhai and Shaheen for now. Never mind the rest of the team, because Abdullah was, I think I would have told Abdullah, but Abdullah was in New Zealand at that time. He hasn't joined us yet. So I said, okay, let's go to the hospital. We went to a general GP and
Yeah.
we spoke to the GP. He said, no, open your mouth. No, I think you have a bit of a flu. It's a change in environment or the temperatures or the way you're coming from. So that's why you're finding it struggle to breathe. So when I say I'm not well, I mean I'm struggling to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we came out of, and my doctor looked at me and I looked at him. He said to me, he said, I am not sure. I don't believe what he said. I said, I am telling you, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I am not well. Something's not right. I'm telling you.
Mm.
Now we decide to ring Farooq Bhai.
Mm.
And Farooq Bhai rang Samin Bhai. And Samin Bhai rang us. He said, get him to Dr. Mars quickly. So Dr. Mars, Rana, is Samin Bhai's older brother's son.
Hmm.
And he has a hospital in Lahore, which was basically 20 minutes away from where I was.
Yeah.
So we rushed to Dr. Mars, quickly got in. Dr. Mars came in literally 2 to 5 minutes. And I explained him my symptoms. And he said, okay, he was very calm. He didn't react. He said, okay, just do me a favor. Let's just do one X-ray.
Yeah.
I just want to see something. I said, yeah, okay, sure. And now it's getting to a stage where when I never mind the running or the jogging part. Now when I'm walking, I'm feeling that I'm out of breath. So, anyways, we go to the X-ray. He took an X-ray. I said, Dr. Maz, he said 2 minutes. I'll just read it off the screen. And he read it off the screen. He rang Samin Bhai. He said, his lung is punctured. We're gonna keep him at the hospital. And we said, okay, we'll get to it later on. Okay, but Dr. Maz, I told him what has happened, what I was doing. He said, yes, I know the reason how he got punctured, but we're not going to get into that. But before I give you all the answers, let's just get you on an oxygen tank quickly. So I said, okay. Now we are in a hospital. Okay, we cannot be in a ward, private room. Okay, we got to that private room. And now Dr. Mo started to explain. And he said the reason is that you are feeling out of breath because when the lung gets punctured, all the air that comes out of the lung starts to press the other side where your heart was, because it was a right, so it was pushing on the left side now. It was
Yeah.
pushing my heart into my ribs. That's the biggest risk. So we got ourselves onto the oxygen tank. अब समीन भाई को पता चल, अब समीन भाई से शाहीन पूछ रहे हैं समीन भाई सिकंदर किधर है। अब समीन भाई शाहीन को भी नहीं बता रहे कि सिकंदर किधर है, जैसे हमने उन्हें नहीं बताया। वो कहते नहीं नहीं मैं आता हूँ, वो ना अभी हॉस्पिटल में है, वो वैसे ही चेकअप कराने गया उसको वैसे ही ना। तो अब शाहीन ऑल्सो सेड कि नो नॉट बाइंग इनटू व्हाट यू सेइंग। समीन भाई कहते मैं आता हूँ। नाउ समीन भाई केम टू द हॉस्पिटल।
Yeah.
अब समीन शाहीन कॉल कर रहा है, हम उठा नहीं रहे। शाहीन फिगर इट आउट, कोशिश कॉल केम एंड देन समहाउ समीन भाई सेड कि यार उसको हॉस्पिटल में रखा हुआ है बट ही इज ओके। नाउ शाहीन केम, रियाज भाई केम, सदीक भाई केम, ऑल द कोचिंग स्टाफ केम। फखर भाई को पता चला, फखर भाई आई थिंक डिडंट इवन गो बैक टू द होटल, वो ट्रेनिंग से सीधा हॉस्पिटल में।
Yeah.
अब हम लोगों ने कह रहे हैं कि यार यू नो वी डोंट वांट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि यहाँ पे कुछ हो रहा है। लेट्स
Yeah.
कीप इट लो
Of
लो
course.
बिकॉज अभी पीएसएल स्टार्ट भी नहीं हुआ।
And you wanted to keep it under wraps. I mean, that was understandable. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, anyways, अब now we all worried. I'm chilled. मैंने कहा डॉक्टर मॉस कितनी देर लगेगी, डॉक्टर साहब कहते हैं you know it will take 2 weeks at least. Okay, that's not a possibility. How do we play the game? Okay, we'll see. We just have to see. Okay, when we are pumping oxygen through the mask into your lungs, into your system, how quickly your lung come back and touch the whatever the side, whatever, so that there's no space. That's what he said. Okay, Dr. Mars. अब मैं डॉक्टर मार्स को तंग कर रहा हूँ. After every hour we going for an X-ray. After every an hour and 30 minutes we going for an X-ray. Dr. Mars, is it improving? हाँ यार थोड़ा सा improve हो रहा है. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow I get discharged. I didn't train. Samin भाई को डॉक्टर मार्स ने कहा कि bring him tomorrow night again. So we went to the hospital again. Again, it's improving. Okay, Dr. Mars, but today was the last day. We're going to Rawalpindi now for our first game.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't fly. Yeah, we're not flying. We're going by road anyway. Okay. Why can't I fly? क्योंकि पिंडी में हमारा एक ही मैच है. You're giving us 2 weeks. तो why can't I fly? क्योंकि अगला मैच कराची में है हमारा. So मैं तो पिंडी और
You'll have to
कराची,
fly.
I'll have to fly. His answer was, the reason I want you to go by road is because if something goes wrong, at least there'll be hospitals you can access. If
Oh
you're in
God.
plane and something goes wrong, where are you going to land? What's going to happen? I said, we'll deal with that, Dr. Maz. Don't worry. We are good to go. Okay, Dr. Maz, और मैं क्या नहीं कर सकता? He said, yeah, if you dive, you're going to feel, you're going to feel the effects of the dive if you land awkwardly on the ground, and no
Yeah.
problem, Doctor. We'll deal with that. Life threatening तो कुछ नहीं. नहीं Sikandar, life threatening. Okay, we're good to go. Samin bhai, let's go Pindi. We came Pindi, played the first game. How we played. Now comes the crunch time. Samin bhai कह रहे हाँ ट्रेन में जाना है, नहीं जाना. बस में जाना है. Samin bhai, मैं कराची बस में नहीं आऊंगा. We can leave the liaison officer with you. You can come in a car. There's plenty of options. नहीं Samin bhai, ये नहीं होगा. Okay, क्या करें? Samin bhai, fly करेंगे 40 minutes, 50 minutes. We'll manage. चलो ठीक है. Now we are in the plane. So it's I remember it's Fakhar Zaman, me and Abdullah. So I'm in the middle. So these two are keeping an eye on me.
Oh God.
So हम लोग
Were they like staring at you the whole time you guys were in that flight?
yeah. So Fakhar was window, Abdullah was aisle because it was a charter flight, and I'm in the middle. These are two. They're keeping an eye on me.
Yeah.
So we are just having fun. हम लोग उधर हल्ला गुल्ला कर रहे हैं, जोक सुना रहे हैं, शायद कार्ड्स भी खेल रहे हैं कि नहीं खेल रहे हैं, I can't remember now. Anyways, every time I look up, Samin bhai is 1A or something, and I am 27 something. This is a charter flight, so we are sitting at the back just to do mischiefs and all that. Every time I look up, Samin bhai is looking at me. Thumbs up. तू ठीक है? Samin bhai, I'm okay, good to go, let's go. थोड़ी देर बाद शाहीन वहां से देख रहा है, हाँ thumbs up, हाँ हाँ ठीक है, all good, all good.
They're basically just all
So the
saying that
whole
is
flight कभी मुझे शाहीन
Sikandar's
देख
still
रहा है.
breathing. They're just trying to make sure
Yeah,
that you were still
basically that's what they're
breathing.
checking. ताकि अगर ऑक्सीजन लगानी पड़े तो we have a plan for oxygen. Anyways, ऊपर देखो शाहीन देख रहा है, ऊपर देखो समीन भाई देख रहे हैं. Anyways, but truth be told, only once, I felt out of breath. But I said, no, it's okay. Dr. Moss gave us few techniques. Okay, this is a telltale sign. How you feeling? So then you do this X, Y, Z. I said to Dr. Moss, when I did that, this improved. When I did that, this improved. Dr. Moss gave me few breathing techniques and things like that, just so that I keep myself
Yeah.
honest and know where I'm at. So Alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
we got ourselves to Karachi. लेकिन जब हम कराची पहुंच गए ना, then we were good to go. कि मुल्तान है, मुल्तान के बाद लाहौर है. We were like, yeah, now I can fly. It's okay. 2 weeks will pass. So hijab, this is the story that we kept under the wraps for a very long time. But so hence, I think this PSL was made a little bit more special for me because the way the PSL started for me and the way it finished is just unbelievable.
Okay, so I do have to ask you, Sikandar, that are you okay now? Is that issue that you had with your breathing and everything, is that you're good to go now, right? We don't need to be worried. We don't need to keep an eye on you like Fakar and Abdullah did.
No, no, no. Nobody has to keep an eye on me like Fakar and Abdullah Bhai did. I'm good to go. I recovered in 2 weeks, as Dr. Moss said. I recovered, but I must tell you,
Yeah.
just the small, minor things that Dr. Moss was able to see in action. Some of the symptoms or some of the ways that I explained to him were totally out of the books,
Yeah.
and the way he related and the way he came up with an idea, I think somebody would have given us some more really cool. And it looked like I can play. And when he gave me that a little bit of hope that I can play, I was like, I'm good to
Yeah.
go. I'm good to go.
No, that was a bit scary, but also very inspiring to hear, Sikandar, because I think शायद बाहर से बैठ के हम लोग को शायद अंदाजा नहीं होता like how challenging it could be for athletes, for cricketers to especially in nowadays, like it's like you guys hardly get any breaks. It's like either one format or another. You guys are always busy, either it's franchise cricket or international cricket or anything, and your bodies hardly get time to recover. But it also shows how dedicated you were, and
Yes.
I'm simply in awe of your dedication to PSL itself, to the people of Pakistan, to your team especially. And I know and I know for a fact that they took care of you. That's the reason that you were able to play that first game as well.
Yeah, 100%. All the cricketers that are playing franchise cricket and still playing international cricket, because then the schedule is really hectic. But for example, for me, Ramadan was those 20 days, 24 days of Ramadan was the perfect time for me. So I really, really enjoyed my connection with my faith because I was home after a long time in Ramadan and I was
Yeah.
home after a long time for 24 in a row. And then I trained really hard in those times. Ramadan, I really trained hard. And I think it's because of that I've managed to play all the fixtures that I'm part of. And
Yeah.
when it comes to Lahore Qalandars, there's never a doubt. I mean, Samin Bhai and the players and Atib Bhai and everybody, they looked after everyone, not just myself. But yeah, but I was given special treatment this year because of the incident that happened.
Looking ahead, Sikandar, looking at the future, looking at the coming years, how do you see your role evolving basically? Both as a player and maybe as a potential mentor in franchise league?
Oh, I've never thought about that, to be honest. One thing I wouldn't tell you is that once I hang my boots, I will not return back to cricket. A lot of the
Oh,
times you can see people retiring and then coming back to playing, and then that's not going to happen with me. Once
okay.
I hang up my boots, that is that. For if it's international cricket, then I'm done with international cricket. If it's franchise cricket, then I'm done with franchise cricket. I know there are a few leagues for the retired cricket as well, which falls into a different category now. I'll see if the opportunity comes and I want to play if I miss the game, but I'll go that route. But I'll not make myself available for international cricket or franchise cricket. That I'm very clear about. Regarding the
Mhm.
mentor job, I don't know. One thing I do know is that I will move away from cricket for a little bit at least because I don't think so. People who retire and come back to cricket become good coaches or mentors because I feel once I retire, every cricketer, if I played cricket for 15, 16 years, or whenever I hang up my boots, I need some time to accept the fact that it is done for me.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
need to be at peace with that. A lot of the times I
absolutely.
feel like cricketers retire and the next thing they're in the offices or the coaching job or the management or whichever job. Some part of them will still be there. Yeah, I could do a better job. I don't know why I retired. I could do a better job than him. I can do a better. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
want
No,
to move
I
away
think that
from
makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think that makes
I want
perfect
to move
sense.
away from the game and just be at peace. And once the reality sets in that is that, then I will see. Then I will see. I haven't thought about it, which field or if I'm coming back to cricket, and if I am coming back to cricket, which field is it? A mentor? Is it? No, I'm never going to say coaching. I will not do that. That I will
Okay.
not do. That
Okay.
that is done. I played my cricket. It's my 13th year. or 14th international year. I've got a year or two, maybe if Allah wills it left. I've always been the guy who prides himself into being the first at the ground and last to leave. If I
Yeah.
become the coach, I have to arrive before another Sikandar Raza who will be playing at that time who wants to arrive. That's not happening. No, that's
That's
not for
way
me.
that's way too much
That's
commitment,
not.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's not for me.
No.
I've done enough. I've done enough.
Yeah. Okay, no, I think that makes sense. And I do want to ask you a few questions about your teammates in Lahore Qalandars as well. From the outside, it does seem like you guys had a wonderful bond with each other. And but before that, I have to ask you, Sikandar, are you a fan of Pakistani music? Maybe back in the 2000s or the 90s, were you ever a fan?
I was actually. So it depends.
Yeah.
What are we talking? 1990s, 2000. What are we? Who are we talking
Maybe
about here?
we're talking about like maybe Pakistan music, like Pakistani music bands. You know, the bands were really famous back then, right? So, do you have any favorite band, any Pakistani music band that you feel
Yeah.
like
So
you would connected with as a child or maybe as a teenager?
what was that band with Ali Azmat and what was
Junoon.
that band?
That was Junoon.
Ija, what was that band? Then Atif Aslam came and Farhan Said came. What was that band?
That was Jal. That was Jal the band.
Jal. So I was fan of. Yeah, Jal, the band was good. Of course, these guys went solo. I used to hear their songs here and there. Then Ali Azmat went solo, so I used to hear him. So yes,
Yes.
yes, I think we are on the right. Yes, I was fan of them. Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to imagine that you have to start your own music band. And you've got to pick at least two Kalandars with you to start in that band, and you have to give me a name of that band as well. So
Okay.
first, which
No
two
problem.
Kalandars are you
No.
picking?
So for obvious reasons, I'm picking Abdullah Shafiq as a lead singer.
He's he's got a beautiful voice, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes. And then I'm picking Harish Rauf to be a drummer because you need a madman to be a drummer. And nobody can do a better job than Harish Rauf to be a drummer.
Okay, that's perfect. So you've got Sikandar in the middle, you've got Abdullah at one end, you've got Haris at one end. What do you name this
Yeah.
band? What's the word that comes to your mind when you look at this picture of three of you on a stage?
Uh, the mismatch.
Wonderful. I could maybe add, maybe I don't know, Sam Billings there just to add a little bit of chaos and craziness onto that
So
band.
so
But he's going to be very out of rhythm, I feel.
we can act sampling them when you do a special appearance or a duet or a feat, the separate. We can do that. But the
Yeah,
three people will be
yeah,
Harish, myself, and Abdullah.
right, perfect. And okay, so since we're talking about pop culture, if there's ever a biopic made on your life, who plays Sikandar Raza in the movie?
To be honest with you, if we're sticking with the Pakistan artist, I love Shan Bhai to play that.
And you think that he can, capture that spirit of Sikandar Raza really well? Or is there any other reason? Do you
I
think he looks like you, or maybe any other reason?
When I grew up, his movies, his demeanor was very calm
Yeah.
and still get the job done. So I think that's why I think he can. And I think the couple of movies that I watched of Shan Bhai, he had different roles, but he played them really well. So sticking with the Pakistan industry, I think he's the first name that came to my mind. And you're putting me on the spot, so that's why as well.
I do apologize for that, but it just makes
No, no,
sense,
it's
if there's
okay.
ever, you talked about, maybe I wish there was the camera was on throughout the whole time that you came back here for the final. I was just wondering that if there's ever a movie made on Sikandar, who would play that? So
Yeah,
that just came to me. Yeah. So sorry for
yeah.
putting you on the spot with that.
No,
But
no,
I
it's all
do
right.
want you to,
It's all right.
I know you've shared a lot of stories with us, but one of them was very scary. One of them was very action packed. But you have to tell us what was the moment that made you laugh the hardest this PSL? It could be an on-field moment or an off-field moment, anything that you can remember from the season.
And we say that with the utmost confidence. The things we do not show you on social media, there is a reason behind it. It is our changing room and our team room. There is a reason we do not post some of the stuff that we say and we do. The moment we
Yeah.
post, Lahore franchise will be banned. I can
Oh
guarantee
God.
you that. So, so since you ask me, I cannot tell you.
Okay. So we'll keep
Yeah.
that under wraps. Okay. That's fair
Yes.
enough. I mean,
It,
there
it,
could
it's
be a
for
lot
it's
of
for boys. It's for the changing room and the boys and the team only. Yeah.
Okay, so it's for you. It's a memory for you guys, of course. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's totally up to you. And if there's some young, children listening, it might be better not to share with them. Maybe I don't know, but
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
But speaking of, youngsters, speaking of young cricketers, before we let you go, Sikandar, just like, if young cricketers are watching your HBL, PSL performances and they want to emulate that, they want to do what Sikandar Raza does, what advice would you give them?
Honesty to your training, honesty to your craft, honesty as a person, true, true to the game, no shortcuts. You'll achieve far more success than I ever achieved because I learned these things very late. But if you can be very honest and loyal to the game itself, the game rewards you. And when the game decides to reward you, it rewards you for a very long time. It's never about one match or one series. And secondly, it is not too difficult to get selected for the national team, but it is very difficult to remain in the national team. So when you set your goals, your goal must never be to play for Pakistan or for any other country that you're listening, whichever country you're listening me from. It is to do well for your country for a very long time. And those are two different goals. Please understand. And once you understand this statement, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Playing cricket for your country is important, but I think winning games and being successful and lasting in international cricket for a long time is a much bigger achievement.
Sounds about right. And with that, Sikandar, we'll let you go. Of course, it's been wonderful to speak to you. We hope that you stay in the best of health. And of course, we hope that you play with us, for a very long time. And we can't wait to have you back, inshallah, in the next season. And thank you again, Sikandar.
Thank you very much, Ajay. It was lovely speaking to you. Thank you very much.